Me and my tribe do what we want to. So much snakes, but I know how to move through the jungle. I don't give a fuck who you know, my crew will slump you. Feeling like Barkley and 9-4, I son.
It was the late 70s. They had a riot. And I was like, wouldn't say, trying to compare it. And then I looked at it and I said, you know, I've been thinking about it. Sometimes I just want to get it off my mind. But then again, I said, wherever my circle takes me, right, I want to be able to say something about it. And sometimes they're trying to compare, you know, the 70s to the 2000s, what's happening now. And I says, it's somewhat the same. It has come back to haunt us again because of because of what happened hasn't really changed anything. You see, the racial discrimination hasn't changed. It's in so many different areas now, and I believe the biggest thing to me that hit me with George Floyd is that he was a sacrifice. He was a sacrifice. He was a sacrifice, and you know, sometimes words cannot even explain
that was
it.
our plan.
Right. We got to make a way so we can only be able to explain it to our kids. Right. That's one thing. Daddy, what is all this about? Right. And then understand enough of ourselves that we be able to explain it to them. And this racism comes from the 400 years that we were in slavery. Then it's brought over. And I've seen it in the human resources and the job market where I worked at. I didn't like it just recently, a couple years ago. And I said, you know what? Every time an agency called and asked this agency I was just working for, how was it? People love me. I have references for them. They say, well, I think he's good, but when they call this director, right, of the services department where I work for, she says, no, he wasn't this, and I'm like, why are they doing that? But that's some of the stuff that goes on. It's in the human resources department, the hiring part, right? And I says, you know what? A lot needs to be changed. Not only how the police interacts and how they treat people of color. You know, I said we watching hard, you know, but the way that we respond to it, you know, we watching them to see what changes that they put into Congress, put into, you know, these states here, you know, we watching real hard, man. I mean, it's a wake-up call that I want to be awake and I want to be able to respond to it in a not only a professional way, but in a civil way. The protesting need to continue to go on until there's actual changes in the law. And the little bit that's being done now by the Commissioner of Police Department, right? I'm thankful for that, but that's a little bit because there's much more that needs to be done. That's a pinch.
Please,
we seeing it, but that's just a little piece in the puzzle. And I just, you know, I hope that it's being seen in my time of life. I hope I get another piece that's seen. And, you know, those that have gone before us, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and those that stood for the things that black people would like to have, right? They didn't get to see it. They probably turning over in their graves now. And I'm praying that, you know, I get to see it. And I sat down my going on 19-year-old son, and I, you know, tried to explain something to him. I said, have you ever been approached by any racial discrimination? And he said, no, not really. I said, well, this is what's going on. And I explained the best that I could explain to him.